Hello and welcome back to Bristol Sport TV 2018. Well, December, what a month it proved to be, our busiest and biggest yet, as we welcomed more than 100,000 people here to the stadium, celebrating sport and events, including a sellout Bristol Sport Gala Dinner and a record championship rugby crowd against the Cornish Pirates, and of course the small matter of a cup tie against Mourinho's Manchester United. What a night it was in front of a full house and the Sky cameras. Corey Smith sent us all into seventh heaven with his injury time winner, struck beautifully in the 93rd minute. Rapturous response followed by anxious clock watching, waiting for the full-time whistle to blow, for City to make history and morph from underdog to giant killer. It was a moment that many will remember for the rest of their lives and set up a mouth-watering clash against their blue counterparts in the north. Yes, on Tuesday evening, nearly 8,000 City fans travelled to the Etihad Stadium to witness an incredible performance from Lee Johnson's men as they matched themselves against the best team in the country. It was the stuff of dreams as Bobby Reid won and then coolly converted a penalty to give City the lead at the halfway mark. However, the Premier League's top team pushed on with an equaliser and then sneak a win in the 92nd minute, courtesy of someone called Sergio Aguero.
Obviously the league is our main priority and focus, so all the plaudits and that obviously are great. Off the back of Tuesday, but obviously, like I said, the league is our main focus, so that's where we need to go out and perform week in, week out, and the Norwich game is obviously key for us to do that.
So all to play for when we welcome Pep's men here to Ashton Gate on Tuesday the 23rd of January for the return leg. And the only way to secure a seat is through our hospitality, so make sure you contact the team to get your ticket. Meanwhile, of course, City face Norwich this weekend here on Saturday with a kick-off at 3 o'clock, hoping to secure all 3 points before another televised clash away at Derby County the following Friday. Well, speaking of Sky cameras, Bristol Rugby set a new championship record in front of them in their final game here at Ashton Gate of 2017, when they ran in no fewer than 8 tries against the Cornish Pirates to win 56-19. It sees them clear at the top of the table by 9 points and relishing a return to action at the end of the month when they play 4th-placed Bedford. Take advantage of our mates rates offer for that game, January the 28th, with a kick-off of 3 o'clock. Season Card Plus holders can bring up to 2 guests for £10 each as unbeaten Bristol ramp up their promotion push from the Green King IPA Championship. Well, to basketball now, and the Flyers wrapped up the year with a winning record 6-5. It's the first time since joining the BBL 3 years ago, and for the whole of 2017 they sold out every single game at the SGS Wise Arena, an incredible feat. And 2018 has started in a similar fashion, with sellout crowds watching them take on Newcastle last weekend, and despite an 87-80 loss, they quickly bounced back to winning ways on the road with an 8-point win over Leeds. This Friday they travel to Worcester and expect a fierce encounter from the Wolves as they're tied in the league, and is an ideal opportunity for Coach K's men to get their noses in front. That game live on the BBC website. Tip-off is at 7:30. Well, speaking of nudging ahead, City women had a great game on Saturday at the Stoke Gifford Stadium against Everton. It saw them move into 7th position in the WSL1 table. 2-1 the winners. It's seen them take 7 points in 6 games, and head coach Willie Kirk said he was pleased with his young squad's performance.
We got off to a great start. It was a fantastic first goal, some really good football, and then we almost went into that headspace of not wanting to concede rather than wanting to go and get a second, and we stopped playing for a little while and gave Everton control of the game. They started hurting us in the wide areas with direct balls, and at half time I think we came up with a solution to stop that. We forced them to change their formation. We got the second goal, which obviously was a great penalty from Lauren. She's a young college kid and she's got a huge future ahead there. But when they scored, I think a lot of teams could have cracked and it could have went on to become 2-2. But we held firm, and even in the last minute, we're going forward and trying to score goals. So yeah, really pleased over 90 minutes.
Well, meanwhile, the Bristol Rugby ladies are flying high in the Tyrrell's Premier 15s as they currently sit fourth in the table. This weekend, they'll play Firwood Waterloo at Cleve in what will be an emotional game as they play in memory of former player Jen Landon. This Saturday, the ladies will be raising funds and awareness for a new mental health charity aimed at helping those in need.
She was a massive part of the club and a massive part of the team, and every time she'd come along to training, I don't think she quite understood how big a part of the club she actually was and how much people looked up to her and respected her. And no matter how many times you tried to get through to her to say that, it never seemed to quite get through to her. But Bristol was a massive part of her life, and she definitely enjoyed turning up to training. She had some fantastic friends and people who really respected her, that got along with her, that would look out for her as she looked out for them week after week.
Well, raising awareness of community projects in December, our sold-out Bristol Sport Gala Dinner was aimed at raising money in aid of our sporting charities. Held at Ashton Gate, all of our group of stars were in attendance for an evening of celebration and recognition of the work being done here in Bristol. With a final figure raised of nearly £50,000, it was indeed a night to change lives. Well, if you want to find out more of how to get involved in your local community, just head to the community section on the Bristol Sport website and get in touch. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed the programme and have a great weekend of Bristol Sport.